Jackson State Football Highlight Show. I'm your host, Rob J. JSU returns to Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium for the first of 4 straight home games. And the first is against Prairie, a team that Jackson State has dominated over the years. JSU holds a 38-12-4 series win over the Prairie View A&M Panthers, and Jackson State also owns a 4-game winning streak over PVU. This is a very important game for Jackson State, and for more on the Tigers, here's Spencer McClinty.
Thanks, Rob. I'm here right now with JSU head football coach Harold Jackson. Coach, big win last week, and now we're back here at home for 4 straight games. Talk about how excited you are to play in front of these home fans.
Well, I'll tell you what, Spencer, it's good to play back home, because like I said, you feel like your guys, your kids feel like they're at home and they play with a lot of emotion when they're at home, especially when they got the fans behind them, so they really play off of the fans. So I hope the fans come in here and cheer these young men on because they're looking forward to it.
All right, Prairie View A&M hasn't won a game this season, but they've been competitive in every game, sort of like Grambling was a couple of weeks ago. Are you concerned about anything?
Well, you know what? You're always concerned about those teams. And, like I said, Grambling came in 0-3, and this team here coming in 0-4. So we're not going to take anything for granted. We're coming out here and play our type ball game. All I want to do is come out here, and then we play a mistake-free football game. We should be okay.
Coach, what areas of our team, offensively and defensively, do you want to see the most improvement from in this game today?
Well, I want to see them come and take care of the ball for one, because like I said, if we take care of the ball, we'd be fine. I want to cut down on all the penalties, like last week we had 5. So 5 is okay, but I don't even want 5 penalties. So we can cut down on some of that, we'd be in great shape.
What do you expect Prairie View A&M to do to try and slow down the Tiger offense that's been improving over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I'll tell you what, I know they're going to come up there and try to put a lot in the box, because like I said, there's a lot of teams, they said they're running on them, but we're going to take what they give us. If they give us the pass, we're going to take the pass. If they give us the run, we're going to take the run.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you, Spence.
All right, we'll be back in a moment with the first half highlights.
Get your game on, get your game on. Get your game on, get your game on. Get your game, get your game on.
Welcome to Mississippi 511.
You guys ready to watch the Tigers play?
MDOT traffic says it's all clear.
Let's go.
Check MDOT traffic before every game on the website, the smartphone app, or just dial 511.
Wait a minute. You got the tickets?
Welcome back to the October $90,000 Big Deal Giveaway at Riverwalk Casino. Fridays from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. You've chosen your lucky case. Now, let's make a big deal. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay. The banker says you could keep your case or choose again and win up to $2,500 cash. What will you win? Find out at the $90,000 Big Deal Giveaway at Riverwalk Casino Hotel, Vicksburg's happy place. Must be 21 to gamble.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice, one Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
What does it mean to be healthy? To inspire future generations both at work and at home. To find that work can also be play. To find that reaching a goal is not the end, but rather another step along the road. Now's the time to know you have a partner on your journey with the compassion of a cross and the security of a shield that opens doors to a healthier life. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi.
It's good to be blue.
Before every Jackson State game, Tigers head coach Harold Jackson greets each one of his players with a handshake and well wishes. That greeting is followed by the traditional team creed led by team captains. The Tiger offense was introduced to the home crowd, which has become a popular ritual for the players as well. Both teams met at midfield for the coin toss, and JSU would choose correctly and decided to put its offense on the field to start the game.
We got it here.
Tobias Singleton returns the opening kickoff to the 27, and JSU went right to work. Starting for the injured Raheem Sims, Jarius Moore sliced through the PVU defense as he led the Tigers deep into Panthers territory just on 7 plays. Moore capped off the drive by taking Lamontiez Ivy's screen pass 23 yards for the touchdown and the 7-0 Jackson State lead with just 3 minutes into the game.
Touchdown, Tigers of Jackson State. This pass from Lamontiez Ivy to Jarius Moore.
On the ensuing kickoff, PVU used some razzle-dazzle for a huge return. Arthur Lockett fields the ball and gives it to Jonte Hebert, who returns it 47 yards to midfield. Despite the great field position, PVU was unable to move the ball against JSU's defense. Cornelius Henderson did not allow quarterback Trey Green much on the ground, and the Prairie View passing game was ineffective as well as the Panthers faced a 4th down and short. They elected to go for it, but turned it over on downs after the sack by Javancy Jones. Jarius Moore picked up the Tigers' second drive where he left off with a nice first down run to near midfield. Ivy would pick up another first down into PVU territory, but the drive stalled after that. Jackson State was forced to punt, but the Tigers got a break when Nick Petrie was called for roughing the kicker, giving Jackson State a new set of downs. Ivy took advantage by connecting with Devin Fosselman, who fought his way down to the Prairie View 3-yard line.
Ivy's pass is complete to Devin Fosselman.
2 plays later, it's Moore again as he scores his second touchdown of the game, this one from 3 yards out.
Extra effort by Moore. Touchdown, Tigers of Jackson State.
Ryan Deasing's second point after of the game gave JSU a 14-0 lead with 5:20 left in the first. The Panthers would again use some razzle-dazzle on the kickoff. This time, Hebert fields it and gives it to Arthur Lockett, who returns it all the way to the Jackson State 34-yard line. It took Prairie View only 1 play to score as Trey Green hit Rayshawn Givens on the 34-yard touchdown pass, cutting Jackson State's lead to 14-7 with under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. On the ensuing kickoff, Conrad Brown's nice return was brought back on a penalty, and JSU started the drive at its own 9-yard line. The JSU offensive line opened up massive holes for Moore, who continued his brilliant running. His 16-yard run moved JSU out of the hole and into great field position. Ivy then hit Fosselman down to the PV 24-yard line, but a series of penalties pushed the Tigers back as they faced 4th down and 33. Ryan Deasing came in to attempt a 50-yard field goal, which would be the longest in his career.
50-yarder is good. Ryan Deasing, the junior from Nashville, Tennessee.
Deasing's 50-yard field goal tied a school record and extended JSU's lead to 17-7 with less than 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Prairie View would again make a nice return on the kickoff, starting the drive from the 29. Abear then sliced through the JSU defense, taking the ball to the Tigers' 34. But the Panthers' drive ended on a fumble recovered by JSU linebacker Arian McCree, and he made a nice return all the way to the PV 34-yard line. The second quarter began with Moore continuing to run the ball effectively. He took it down to the PV 2-yard line as JSU looked to extend the lead. However, the Tigers were unable to cash in and settle for a 25-yard field goal by Deasing, extending the lead to 20-7 early in the second quarter. Jackson State's special teams unit kept PV from a huge return on the ensuing kickoff as Willie Bell made the stop inside the 20. Prairie View quarterback Trey Green tried to get his offense going by calling the quarterback draw and picking up the first down. It was part of a 6-play drive which culminated on an 11-yard touchdown run by Javante Ham. The Panthers had trimmed JSU's lead to 20-14 with 10:27 left in the second quarter. Alexander Montgomery set J-State up in good field position with a nice 29-yard return. Starting at their own 30-yard line, Ivy led JSU on an 11-play, 70-yard drive, capped off by a brilliant 16-yard touchdown catch from Dan Williams, and JSU extended to a 27-14 lead with 5:23 left before the half. PVU received a break on the kickoff. It sailed out of bounds, giving the Panthers the ball at the 35-yard line. PV would go 7 plays before JSU's defense forced a 4th down, and Chris Barrick's 47-yard field goal trimmed JSU's lead to 27-17.
Barrick's 47-yarder is good.
At the end of the first half, Jackson State had rolled up 303 yards of offense, 172 of those on the ground. Jarius Moore had a huge chunk of those yards, rushing 12 times for 111 yards, and the Tigers' defense limited PVU to under 200 yards of total offense as Jackson State went into the break with a 27-17 lead.
All right, thanks, Rob. Back here with Coach Harold Jackson, JSU head football coach. Coach, give us your thoughts on the first half.
Well, you know, Spencer, we got to go back and do what we was doing. We was running the ball pretty good. We jumped up on the score. You know, we just got to go back. On the defense side of the ball, we got some guys that wasn't in place. I think on the first touchdown, we might have been missing a safety. Might have been with 10 guys on the field. So we got to make sure we go out there and do what we have to do.
Prairie had them ran a reverse on both of 2 kickoff returns in the first half. Did that surprise you?
It didn't surprise because we worked on it all week. That was one of the things that we worked on all week, you know, and then we come out there and they had those guys are quick. You know, we just got to get guys on body on body. That's all we got to do.
Any changes in the second half?
Well, you know what we got to do? We got to go out. We had 8 penalties in this ball game for about 77 yards. We got to go out and clean that up because that's too many penalties for me.
Why do you think Prairie View was able to move the ball somewhat successfully? We haven't been able to put them away, and they've been able to move the ball somewhat against the defense.
Well, we had a lot on the defense. A lot of guys were blowing assignments, wasn't in the right place, wasn't doing what they're supposed to do. So we had to kind of clean that up. The coach had them on the board. We just got to make sure we clean those things up.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Spence. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in a moment with the second half highlights.
What does it mean to be healthy? To find that work can also be play? To create new traditions while honoring the old? To find that reaching a goal is not the end, but rather another step along the road? Now's the time to know you have a partner on your journey with the compassion of a cross and the security of a shield that opens doors to a healthier life. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi.
It's good to be blue.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice, one Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
Find your true South, only in Mississippi. Go to visitmississippi.org and start planning your trip today.
In the second half, the tune would change for JSU. The Panthers used their ground game to march deep into JSU's territory. PV took 10 plays to score as Jerry Lovelock hit his senior tight end Olatunde Edowu for an 8-yard touchdown pass.
Touchdown, Prairie.
The point after closed Jackson State's lead to 27-24 with 11:39 left in the third quarter. On the kickoff, Conrad Brown returned it to the 30, but a penalty put JSU's starting drive back at the 8-yard line. The Tigers went 3 and out to start the third quarter, and Darcy Williamson came on to punt. He would get off a 48-yarder, putting PVU at its own 35-yard line. The Panthers then went on the longest drive of the night. Behind the running of Abear, PV went 17 plays and chewed up over 8 minutes of the third quarter. Prairie View had a couple of shots in the end zone, but each time could not get it done. The 17-play drive ended with a 30-yard field goal by Greg Thurman, tying the game at 27 with 3:21 left in the third.
31-yarder is good.
JSU responded to the Panthers' long drive by going back to Jarius Moore, who continued to pile up the yards. He ran for a career-high 148 yards before leaving the game with an injury. After a pair of sacks by the Panthers defense, Jackson State settled for a 43-yard Ryan Deasing field goal to give JSU a 30-27 lead at the end of the third. The fourth quarter belonged to Prairie View. It began with another long drive and the Tigers defense unable to get off the field. Lovelock used a 12-play, 5.5-minute drive to give PV its first lead. He connected with Rayshawn Givens on a 17-yard touchdown pass, and the point after put Prairie View up 34-30 with under 10 minutes to play.
Touchdown, Prairie View.
Starting from its own 25-yard line, JSU's offense sputtered, and a fumble by Ivy set up the Panthers at the Tigers' 20-yard line. PV capitalized in just 2 plays. Hebert took it 14 yards for the touchdown, extending the lead to 41-30 with just over 8 minutes to play. Jackson State was on the move as Ivy would lead his team toward the Prairie View red zone. However, Ivy made his final and most crucial mistake when he threw an interception near the goal line. It would lead to another touchdown run from Hebert as he finished the night with 150 yards rushing on 15 carries. Prairie View rolled up 508 yards of offense, 300 of those on the ground, as the Panthers come from behind to stun Jackson State 48-30, dropping the Tigers to 1-2 in the SWAC.
All right, once again, I'm here with Coach Harold Jackson. Coach, give us your thoughts on the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Spencer, you know what? We got to get all 3 phases working together. You know, we just got to do it, you know, with the offense, you know, kind of came up and stepped up, and the defense kind of went down on it. We got to get the offense and the defense and the special team, all 3 phases working together, and that's what we're not doing right now. Once we get that going, we're going to be okay, but we got to get all 3 going.
At one point, Coach, we had them 14-0. I believe it was in the first quarter. Why were they able to get back into the game?
Well, I'll tell you what, when you go out and not making assignments, you know, we had a lot of bus assignments out there, and so that's what happened. You're giving the guys free run out there, and so we just got to go back to the drawing board. Maybe what we're doing, we got too much on the plate. We probably need to bag off some of this stuff because the kids have got too much to learn right now.
Did the Prairie View A&M hurry-up offense sort of wear down the Tiger defense in the second half?
Well, I'll tell you what, they came with that fast offense. The way we normally try to play, you know, we try to play with that fast offense, and they just beat us to the point that this wore us down a little bit. Like I said, we just got to make sure everybody's doing the right assignment. We just had a lot of busts out there.
Coach, what hurt us the most in the second half offensively?
Well, I'll tell you what, we just didn't come out and execute. We got to come out and we just got to put it together. You know, I think we had more penalties in this ball game we had in any ball game so far, and that's one of the things that we got to do. We got to make, like we talk about all the time, penalty and turnovers, you know, and so we had 1 interception there. We thought we had the ball moving down the field okay. And once you turn that ball over, you know, it's kind of take the steam out of the game.
What are you going to say to the team in the locker room to ensure that this game doesn't affect them mentally as far as their confidence moving forward?
Well, you know, like I told them before we came out, if we let these guys stay in the ball game, they're going to feel like they can win this thing, and that's what happened. We let them hang in the ball game, hang in there, and they just took advantage of it.
All right, any update on the status of Daniel Williams and Tobias Singleton's injuries?
Well, I heard that they're out of the ball game. That's all I heard so far, so I don't know the status of what's happening with them right now. Once I go inside, I find out the tradition, what's going on with them.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
We waiting for good. What we ready for? When we tell you that live, won't be good, not bad. Ain't not low, ain't not bad.
What does it mean to be healthy? To create new traditions while honoring the old. To inspire future generations both at work and at home. To find that work can also be play. To find that reaching a goal is not the end, but rather another step along the road. To remember that to give really is to receive, and to make choices today, keeping tomorrow in mind. Now's the time to know you have a partner on your journey, with the compassion of a cross, the security of a shield, and the power of a card that opens doors to a healthier life. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. Live healthy. Live blue.
It's good to be blue.
Welcome back to the October $90,000 Big Deal Giveaway at Riverwalk Casino, Fridays from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. You've chosen your lucky case. Now, let's make a big deal. Hello? Yes? Okay. The banker says you could keep your case or choose again and win up to $2,500 cash. What will you win? Find out at the $90,000 Big Deal Giveaway at Riverwalk Casino Hotel, Vicksburg's happy place. Must be 21 to gamble.
Get your game on, get your game on. Get your game on, get your game on. Get your game on.
Welcome to Mississippi 511.
You guys ready to watch the Tigers play?
MDOT traffic says it's all clear.
Let's go.
Check MDOT traffic before every game on the website, the smartphone app, or just dial 511.
Wait a minute, you got the tickets?
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice, one Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
Find your true South, only in Mississippi. Go to visitmississippi.org and start planning your trip today.
So Jackson State's 4-game winning streak over Prairie View comes to an end with a 48-30 loss. Jackson State must now focus on its homecoming game with Mississippi Valley and former Tigers head coach Rick Comagee. For everyone here at the JSU Playback Show, I'm Rob J. See you next week.